Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Liza and it is July. So July is my birthday month. So I really want to read books that are going to be at least 4-star reads for me. So this month when I do my TBR, I'm going to pick some that I think will be at the top of my list. And it is Summerween. So this will be the first Summerween that I participate in. This is hosted by Gabby from Gabby Reads and Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte. And so I am going to talk about what I'm going to read during Summerween as well. And I do plan to vlog throughout that week. It is from July 7th through the 13th. So if you've never participated in Summerween and you're interested in doing it, if you go over to Gabby's page at Gabby Reads or Olivia at Olivia Reads a Latte, they do talk about the prompts for that, and I will talk about them here as well. So this month, like I said, is my birthday month. So I will be doing a birthday book haul later this month. So if you would love to bless me with your favorite reads and be included in that birthday book haul, I do have my Amazon wish list listed down below. Hook your girl up with your favorite reads. So first thing I want to talk about is this is going to obviously be my July TBR. I do participate in a pick for me through Goodreads. So I'm part of a Goodreads group called Shut Up and Read. I have been with them for about 10 or 11 years now. And they do a pick for me challenge. So basically you sign up, they give you a partner, and you pick each other's reads off of your TBR. So this month, my first read is going to be what was chosen for me, which was Happy Place by Emily Henry. This is one that I just purchased. So I was really glad that this was picked on the list. I do know that this is about a married couple who decide to split up, but they go on some kind of vacation or retreat with some friends, and they don't want them to know that they have split up. So even though they've been in a relationship, it's kind of like a fake dating story because they are no longer together, but they are going to pretend to be. So this is on there for the pick for me. So this is the first book I have. Then we are going to talk about Summerween. So like I said, Summerween is a readathon, and it is because we are halfway to we're a little closer than halfway to fall, but this is just a way to get in those spooky, cozy vibes. So these are the prompts and what I have chosen to read for Summerween. Prompt number 1 was to read at night or in the dark. Now you can do this by reading at night with a book light. You can listen to an audiobook in the dark. Just anything to get you in those spooky vibes at night. So my choice for that one was The Housemaid, and I don't have a physical copy of that. I think it's on Kindle Unlimited, so that's probably where I'll read it. But The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, it is going to be my first Frida McFadden, and I've been really wanting to read a book by her, so that is why I chose that one. And I will either read this one at night with my Kindle, or I will listen on audio in the dark. Number 2 is to read a thriller. So my number 2 is The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I did read No Exit for the month of June, which I have not done my June wrap up yet, so you will see in there I will talk about No Exit in there, but I really enjoyed it. And so The Last Word, this one I got for book of the month. And this is about a lady who's house sitting for someone she doesn't know, and she reads this thriller or a horror book, and she doesn't like it, so she gives it a 1-star review. And the author of the book is just kind of like, take that back. She's like, not taking it back. So he comes after her, and that is as far as I know about this one, but I'm super excited to read. So The Last Word by Taylor Adams is my choice for prompt 2, which is the thriller. The next one is a book set in fall. For this one is another one I don't have a physical copy for, but my choice for this one is You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. I don't know a lot about this book. I did some research to see books that were set in fall, and I know this is a thriller, and Geneva Rose is supposed to be the queen of twists. I have not read a Geneva Rose yet, but The Perfect Marriage, another one by her, is also on my list to read, which may come up in August or later months. But that was my choice for books set in fall. Then Number 4 was to read a book with an orange or a black cover. So I'm going to read Captured by Lauren Beale. This is one that I have just been waiting to read. This is a banned book. And I wanted to do a whole review on this because I've heard that this book pretty much has every trigger warning known to man. And so I'm excited to read it and see what all that hype is about. So this was my black cover book. The readathon is from July 7th through the 13th. This was going to be my next read, but because I'm using it for this, I will wait. But this will probably be my first book that I pick up during the readathon. Then prompt number 5 was to read a manga, graphic novel, or novella. Now this is not a spooky read, but it is a manga that I bought, it's a graphic novel I bought that I really wanted to read, and it is The Princess and the Grilled Cheese Sandwich. I do talk a little more about what this one is about when I did the haul for this one, but basically there is a princess that disguises herself as a man. She can't rule without marrying a man. So she disguises herself as a man. She doesn't want to marry a man, so she disguises herself as a man so that she can rule the kingdom. So I do have a second option for this prompt that's a little spookier, and it is a manga called Villains Are Destined to Die. This is another one that I hauled this last month that I bought. And so even if I don't read this one for the prompt, I will read this one this month, and I may just do Villains Are Destined to Die for the Summerween. So those were the 5 Summerween prompts. Next, my favorite webtoon, and it is also a graphic novel, is Lore Olympus. And book 4 came out. I actually read these on Webtoons. You can read them on Webtoons for free. I do pay a little extra to get the episodes early, but because I love this so much, I do keep all of the physical copies as well. And it is a nice thick physical copy. I am a little behind on reading this, so this is on my prompt for this month because I've gotten behind and I don't want to keep getting behind. So I'm basically right here where book 4 is because I'm so far behind. So I will go ahead, probably read it on my phone through Webtoons because it's kept my spot. But this is also on my list to read. If you have not read Lore Olympus yet and you want to check it out, you can check it out on Webtoons for free before purchasing. But I promise you, you will want to purchase. It is a Hades and Persephone retelling in a modern version. And they do talk about all the other gods and goddesses in Greek mythology, but it does have a focus on Hades and Persephone. Then last month on my TBR, I had the Mindfuck series by St. Abbey. I did not get to it. So this one is on here as a, if I get to it, I'll get to it, but I really want to put this at the head of my TBR just because, like I said, it is my birthday month. So I want to read what I'm predicting to be 4 or 5 star reads, which is why I chose those books for Summerween as well. I really thought that those would be 4 or 5 star reads for me, and I really feel this one will as well. So if I do happen to pick up another book on my TBR that is not a 4 or 5 star read for me, I will probably put it down and keep it for later and just go ahead and pick this one up. So this one is on my TBR as well. I'd say as a backup, but I really do want to get to it. And I do have an ambitious TBR this month, including the Summerween books. I do have about 18 books on here, so I'm going to be reading all month, just nonstop. So the next book I have is A Flock by Katie Stewart. I do not have a physical copy of this one, but I do know that it is on Kindle Unlimited. This is part of the Ravenhood series. I keep seeing quotes for this everywhere. I have heard that this is just a tearjerker love story, and I have been really wanting to read it. So I feel if I don't just throw it in here, and I feel like it's going to be a 5-star read for me, then who knows when I'll get to it, because I have purchased so many books lately that just look like such great reads. I also want to get to Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. I have this on audio, so this is one I could probably just kind of zip through like while I'm working, cooking, driving, because that's when I listen to my audios. And I did a whole vlog on how much I hated Credence by Penelope Douglas. That was my first book by her. I did not like it, but I did read Punk 57, and I'm going to talk more about that in my wrap up for June, because I did go ahead and read another book by her, and I did say that I was going to see if it was the book or the author for me. So I'm going to talk more about the next book that I read by her in my wrap up. But this month I do want to try to get to Birthday Girl, because it's one that I did already purchase. Probably before I even read Credence, I purchased this on Audible. So the only thing I know about this, I believe it is a I don't know if it's a best friend's dad or an ex-boyfriend's dad, but I know there is a dad in there somewhere. So this is one of those forbidden romances, and I can't wait to read it. I've heard that this is one of her better books, that a lot of people really love this one out of all of her books. Even if they love other ones, that this has been at the top of a lot of people's lists. So I do want to read that one this month. The next one I want to read is Addicted to You by Becca and Krista Ritchie. This has been on my TBR for probably about 2 years now, and I just hadn't got around to it. But I've been hearing about it everywhere, and I didn't get to go to Book Bonanza this year, but I do know they were there, and a lot of people were talking about how much they just love this series. It's a very... I don't know how to describe it. I know it's a romance series, and I really don't know a whole lot about it. I'll read a little bit on the prompt here, because like I said, I don't know a whole lot about it. I just know that it's one that I've really wanted to read. So it says, no one would suspect Shy Lily Calloway's biggest secret. While everyone is dancing at college bars, Lily stays in the bathroom to get laid. Her compulsion leads her to one-night stands, steamy hookups, and events she shamefully regrets. The only person who knows her secrets happens to have one of his own. Lauren Hale's best friend is his bottle of bourbon. Lily comes at a close second. For 3 years, they pretended to be in a real relationship, hiding their addictions from their families. So she's with someone who has an alcohol addiction, and she has a sex addiction. They've mastered the art of concealing flasks and random guys that filter in and out of their apartment. But as they sink beneath the weight of their addictions, they cling harder to their destructive relationship and wonder if a life together for real is better than a lie. Strangers and family begin to infiltrate their guarded lives, and with new challenges, they realize they may not just be addicted to alcohol and sex, they may be addicted to each other. Now, I know that this, I think, is a steamy series. I don't know that it goes to the point of smut, but I know there is some steam in here, and it is an 18 plus recommended series that I have heard a lot about. So that one is the next one on my list. Another one is the Boys of Tommen series. So I want to start with book 1, which is Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. I know that there are 4 books in this series. The first 2 follow one couple, and the second 2 follow another. I'm going to read the prompt for this one as well, or the synopsis of this one as well, because I don't know a whole lot about it, other than it is just at the top of a lot of the booktubers that I watch's tier of romance books. It says, his first, last, and only true love has always been rugby until now. So it's a sports romance, which... that's enough for me. He wants to save her. She wants to hide. She's damaged. He's determined. Fate brought them together. Love binds them. And that's all I'm going to read about it, because I kind of want to go into it blind. Now, I will say it says, 2 teenagers from opposite sides of the tracks collide. Friendship, first love, rising fame, horrifying secrets, and pain all fuel together in Binding 13. So this one is supposed to be an emotional romance story. And like I said, I know the first 2 books follow one couple, and the second 2 follow another. So book 1 is on my TBR for this month. Then the top fantasy of the year that everybody is raving over, no one can get their hands on anymore, is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This one I feel like will be a 5-star read for me based on just the reviews I've seen on Goodreads, Amazon, BookTube, Book Talk. This one I cannot stop hearing about. I know that getting a physical copy right now is just next to impossible. I do have a Fairy Loot subscription, and they did send an email saying that they had an exclusive Fourth Wing edition that you could pre-order, but it was sold out almost immediately, and I know they said they were working on that. It just has to do something with the print and how popular it is right now, I guess, just getting their hands on it even. So hopefully I can get my hands on an exclusive edition with them, because I know that these sprayed edges were only a first edition print for that one, where you could just buy it like through Amazon or Walmart. I am going on a trip in October, so I'm hoping that I might get lucky and can get a copy from the airport. I'm going to check every airport that I go to. I'm going to Panama, so I will be going from here to Atlanta to there, so maybe I'll get lucky and can find it overseas in the airport. But I know that this one is a fantasy about dragons and a girl who goes to a school for dragon riders, and that is all I know. I know her name is Violet, and it just sounds like a really fun read that, because of the hype, I'm hoping will live up to my 5-star hype for this month. Then I put a couple of sports romances in there. So Binding 13 is one. I've also got Mile High by Liz Tomford. This is a hockey romance. I've also got Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, which I have an actual copy of that one. I have a physical copy of Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I believe this is a forced proximity. And Mile High, being there on a plane, I'm going to say that's forced proximity as well. I don't know much about either one other than they are hockey romances and they've been 5-star reads for a lot of people. So that's another one I'm going to go blind into. And then the last couple on here, I have The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. I started listening to this one in June. I just didn't get that far because I don't remember why. I think it was the narrator. I started to listen on audio. He had a really deep voice that I was trying to listen at work, and so I really couldn't understand some of what he was saying because of the way that the narrator was speaking. So I don't know if it is the narrator for me or if it's just that I need to be paying a little more attention listening to that one. So I may try again on audio, and then if I can't get into it, then I'm going to actually pick up a physical copy of the fine print. I know this is a billionaire romance. I don't know much more about it than that, other than it is a billionaire romance. I believe that the series follows 3 brothers. So it starts with fine print, then goes to terms and conditions and the final offer. If I really love it, I may try to get through the whole series this month. Because another series that I really wanted to get into is the Twisted series by Anna Huang. So I've got book 1 here. I do have the entire series in paperback. So if I do love this one, I will read the entire series this month, or attempt to at least. This one I believe is Best Friend's Brother. And am I right? I believe it's Best Friend's Brother. I just did a book haul over these where I confused myself on what the trope was for it, and I've already forgotten. I know that book 2 is a bodyguard romance, but I'm pretty sure this is Best Friend's Brother or Brother's Best Friend, one of the two. Yeah. Brother's Best Friend. This is a brother's best friend. So Twisted Love series by Anna Huang. It's a brother's best friend. I will read all 4 books if I get a chance to this month. It's a series I've been really wanting to read. And then the final one is The Ritual by Chantel Tessier. This one is on Kindle Unlimited. I don't know if I will read it on Kindle or listen on audio, but this is a 4-book series, I believe, 3 or 4 books, and I have really wanted to read all of them. I've heard that this is a nice steamy one. This is a college romance about a secret society called the Lords, and so that is what these the men in the book are. Is they are part of the secret society. It says the secret society requires their blood in payment. They are above all the most powerful men in the world, devote their lives to violence in exchange for power, and during their senior year they are offered a chosen one. I chose to be his. He made me believe that anyway, but it was just another lie, a way that the Lords manipulate you into doing what they want. After being sucked into the dark, twisted world of the Lords, I embraced my new role and allowed Riot to parade me around like the trophy I was to him. But like all things, what started out as a game soon became a fight for survival, and the only way out was death. So that's The Ritual. That one, it is one I really want to get to this month, but it'll probably be lower at the later in the month for me because I have some really anticipated reads. I don't know if this one's going to be a 5-star read for me or not, but I think it will be at least 4. So I'm going to start with some of the ones that I was really wanting to read on here, probably the Twisted series, and then Summerween starts July 7th, so I'm going to get in as many as I can before July 7th before I get to Summerween, and I will do a vlog on that. So that is it for my July TBR. I am going to even though it's ambitious and I've got 18 books on here, I do plan to finish some of these series if I'm really into them. I said there's the Twisted series, the Boys of Tommen, and the Calloway Sister series. So that is Addicted by Chris and Becca Ritchie. That is the Calloway Sister series. Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. That is the Boys of Tommen. And then the Twisted series by Anna Wong are series that I am really excited to get to this month. And then I've already kind of chosen some things for August that I'm interested in reading, that if I can get through all these, I will start working on, because I am working on my TBR tarot game that should be ready to go for August. So I will use that to pick a few of my August books, and then I will put some on there that I'm just wanting to read. I do have my birthday book haul video I'm going to be doing, so instead, if you would like to contribute to my August TBR, you want to bless me with your favorite reads, I do have an Amazon wish list, and there is an option on there for you to just pick your own books and send me your favorite reads as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you find something on here that you may want to read as well. If you have read anything on my TBR for this month and it was a 4 or 5 star read for you, let me know down below and I will move it to the top of my list, because I want to make sure to get some really good reads in this month. As June was not my best reading month, but I got a decent amount in. A lot of them were not my favorites. And then if you have not checked out my book haul video, that one just dropped yesterday, so go check that out. There's over 40 books on there, and you can let me know your favorites out of those as well, or ones I should put on my August TBR from there. So until next time, friends, I will see you later this month. I do have a lot of content I plan to get out this month, so I hope that you will join me, and I will see you in the next video.